Harley Quinn, issue 12.
I hate this book. You're getting your money's worth, at least. Do you know what, the first few pages of this was so unrelated to the cliffhanger of last time, which was the whole train bomb thing.
Oh yeah, I totally remember what the cliffhanger of the last issue was.
There was a she was on a train with her friend strapped to the tracks, and there was a bomb on the train, and she had to try and disarm the bomb.
Yes.
That was the cliffhanger. This issue opens 2 weeks ago with someone dealing with Keepsake and injecting him with something. Someone in a mask that says guilty. It's like a red full face, like luchador mask, and it just says guilty across the mouthpiece, like where the mouth would be. I don't know. It's a new villain, I guess. They show up later, but they inject him with something. They're like, go do your shit. And there's 3 pages of this, and I don't know why. None of it's relevant. You cut all of that and you miss absolutely nothing. None of it is relevant for the rest of the issue. But yeah, you have Harley kind of imagining how would all these various heroes solve this problem if they were handcuffed to a train with a bomb on it and they're going to run over their friends. So you have Harley as Zatanna, in Zatanna's outfit, magicking it out. Harley as Superman, heat visioning the handcuffs, and then Harley as Aquaman just doing something. That's her line, because he'll do something, and it's just a bunch of sharks and dolphins and octopus around her.
Disrespect.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a little bit of respect in that. It's like, well, he'll figure it out still.
I know, but still.
I respect that it was a Superman and Aquaman as a second too, because when you said Zatanna first, I thought this is going to just be some pervy section where someone gets to draw Harley and lots of other female hero outfits. So I appreciate that it was just.
I mean, the second one, I saw the outfit first. I thought, oh, Supergirl, because there's nothing particularly distinguishing between the two outfits in the sense that you could tell me this was a Supergirl outfit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they mentioned they do outright say it was Superman. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing bad about it, and even the Zatanna one, it's not like it's done in a particularly sexual manner or anything like that.
Sure, I can picture the pin-up,
No, I get that, and look, I have lots of problems with Rosmo, but I will give him credit in that it doesn't feel like that at all.
It's never skeezy with him.
No,
it's something else.
His body proportions are too weird for anything to be remotely sexual.
Yeah, yeah, that is pretty much it.
It's like seeing I don't know, like a Picasso and going, oh, look at her, all those sharp edges.
All those oversized, weird, round faces. Yeah, that is basically it. She breaks out. She does she starts trying to stop the thing. It does a whole sequence of, okay, well, it's her working it out essentially. Because, well, if I need a minute to do, to crawl under the train, I need 10 seconds to just stare in confusion, and it's got a 3-minute count, and it goes through it, and it does that thing like the heist movie thing of where they talk through the plan, but they're showing it as they do it. It does that sequence essentially, and then it hits 0 and the train blows up, but it blows up before it gets to Kevin, and the train just kind of the bomb goes off. It goes off the tracks, and it cuts to Kevin, who thinks Harley's dead because he knows Harley's on this train. I guess when they tied him up, they were like, Harley's going to be on this train, but sure, why not? And then Harley climbs up off the side of the train tracks, and she's like, I guess I miscalculated. That's Kevin's fine, rescued.
Well, Kevin's very resourceful. I mean, he took on Marv and Harry by himself, so he's fine.
Exactly, yeah. Then the rest of the issue, we have I'm brushing over it. I'm getting this done.
I just Matt try to hold his laugh in with a correct Home Alone reference.
The rest of the issue has Keepsake's team, all the knockoffs they recruited. I say as if you pay any attention whatsoever. but all his knockoffs that he gave, like all the keepsakes that he'd taken from other criminals, like one of them has like a freeze gun, for example. And they turn on Keepsake and are like, no, kill him. And for some reason, Harley shows up and rescues him. And is like, no, don't kill him. You know, that just makes you just as bad. And we should be better than him. Even though she's talking to a bunch of, like, objectively a bunch of villains here. I don't know. Solomon Grundy shows back up because he was in this a few issues ago. And Harley was like, didn't someone say you got your head cut off? Which was obviously in Arkham City. And he just goes, got better. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, he is Solomon Grundy. He does that.
One thing I know about Solomon Grundy is that he's born on a Monday. So, like, just got a week for him to recharge.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, Harley's trying to talk them out of it. The building's going up in flames. And they're like, come on, we should save him. But she's not going to do it for some reason. She's trying to make this Anne person, who's part of the Keepsake's group, to do it. And this is where Anne goes, I won't kill him, but I won't save him either. It's one thing to allude to those movies, right? But I don't know, just outright quoting them feels kind of easy.
I mean, it depends what sort of reference it is. I feel like because that's a dramatic line and they're not really putting a spin on it, it just kind of feels like a cheap reference. Whereas, like, you could still say I'm not wearing hockey pads, but put it in like a moment where it would actually be quite funny because,
sure,
you know, like if you actually put in a scene where someone was trying to play hockey and got really hurt because they weren't wearing hockey pads, and just have them walk off limpy going, I'm not wearing hockey pads. Like, that would be kind of funny because it's like taking it out of context and putting it in a stellar situation.
Right, but this is essentially the same scenario.
Yeah.
Let me just say, when I get winded, I start to say Batman lines because it's the only time I can sound like Christian Bale.
But yeah, I guess their logic is they can get away with doing that because it's a Harley Quinn book and it gets to be, you know, kitschy and, you know,
meta and
art noise.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And they go outside and Kevin's like, "You're a hero to us. We need Harley Quinn." Yada yada yada. And then there's a couple of pages of Keepsake. He's alive. He survived. You know. It does this horrible thing that Rosmo insists on having at least every other issue, where we cannot be trusted to follow the order of the panels. So we have to have big red arrows from one panel to the next to tell us which way to read it, because otherwise we will get lost. And usually they're actually necessary, and I do need those arrows because it's just bad layout work. At least one time it was terrible layouts, but it was saved by really strong lettering that made it follow it. This here, they're not even that unconventional layouts. He's just decided it's a stylistic thing now to have these arrows. And I assume the logic is, well, if I do it often enough, when I do it when it's terrible layout work and you need the arrows, you won't be critiquing it as much because I've built it in as part of just this is the style of the book now.
Well, it's consistent, I guess.
It is, but it's setting itself up for a get out of jail free card later, which it's already redeemed like 3 times over the course of these 12 issues. But yeah, and then this villain that I say it's the same villain as from the start, but they're in actually a slightly different design. Earlier they had the guilty was on the mask because it was the only bit we could see. It was a red mask and it had guilty in white across the mouth. Now they show up and they're like, the verdict is in. And I'm assuming their name is the verdict because the verdict's all big and bold, you know, like it does when it says a name. And they're wearing a red mask, but it doesn't say guilty on the mask, but they do have a red cape that says guilty on now. So either there's a weird inconsistency in the art, this is a separate character and they're part of the same organization, or they change their outfit in 2 weeks, which is possible. But if you make a customized mask that says guilty on it, you're probably going to keep that for at least 2 weeks. So,
or he's guilty of being wasteful.
Yeah, could be. And then anyway, they shoot Keepsake and kill him anyway, or presumably kill him. We see them point the gun at Keepsake, and we hear the bang and the shell comes out. We don't see it. hit Keepsake or have any confirmation, but everyone thinks he's dead after the building collapsed on him anyway, so probably dead. Who cares? Yeah, this issue was more of the same. It's a 3 out of 10.